Oh, yes, yes, yes. What up? It's Triple B Beast. Boxing Basement. You know what I'm talking about. Remember to light that light to keep those evil, disgusting, hateful haters away from the channel, y'all. But yeah, so I watched, this is a quick video. I was going to do it live. I'm sorry for the funds that I haven't managed it. I'm gonna lift my game next week, I'm going to not get on the wagon, not the drink on the heat, man. But yeah, this is a quick video about Jaime Munguia, John Ryder. The John Ryder fight. Well, I don't like, listen, man. It was a weird one, man. I mean, Ryder was more or less outclassed. He won a couple of rounds, but he got put over 5 times. But he is a tough man. He's a tough man, and that's why his nose is so flat, because he's taking so many punches on his nose. It's so flattened. And but I'm always a bit suspicious of John Ryder. He suddenly started to get good, and if you look in the way in here, he had an HGH style belly. Since he linked up with Tony Sims, I'm very suspicious. Sims' camp, there's a lot of suspicion about the pads there. So, and in the end, it was, people will criticize American refs, because they let it go on too long. But I prefer that to British refs that stop it really quickly in the favor of the promotional banners fighter. And people go, oh, it's better to stop it early than late. Well, then stop it as soon as anyone lands a jab. I'm stopping this fight because someone might get hurt. That's boxing blood. That's boxing blood. I agree, we need to look after our fighters, but, it's so biased and twisted the way they decide to stop fights. They usually stop them. If it's a fish eyes show in Britain, or if it's an Edmundo Hearn show in Britain, the opposing fight will get stopped as soon as a couple of shots are landed on their head. So it's actually quite nice for me to see the referee give Ryder every chance. I mean, obviously he was gone. And it was nuts, man. He was about to let it carry on after the 5th knockdown. People are trying to throw the towel in the ring, get his attention. And in the end, the actual timekeeper had to ring the bell to get his notice and get him stopped. But Ryder's tough. He would have gone on. We know that. We know that. I don't know how much is down to, certain substances. You get me? When I told you I did Dynamo for 3 months once, not when I was boxing, and I can't tell you the difference it makes to a man's strength, his determinedness, right? His stamina. It'll give you a buzz working out on that things, man. It's such a big difference, like plus 30% at least on performance. And the difference between winning the 100 meters title and coming 4th is like about 5%. So you imagine that, man. All these guys had to be juicing. So I'm not specifically going to hate on Ryder, but obviously he had his body looked very different in the weigh-in. I mentioned that. And this is the thing, right? So the Triple B, as you know, everybody knows that he hates to brag. The Triple B hates to brag. And the Triple B hates to talk people that talk in the third person too. So the Triple B, said, he don't like to brag, but he said, I seen the weigh-in and I said, listen, man. Listen, bloods. Ryder does not look as ripped as he did. He's got a bit of an HGH belly. He's got a bit more lard on him compared to other weigh-ins. And he's also talked about retiring. When a fighter talks about retiring, they've given away an edge, like 5-10%, because they're like, well, I think I'm going to stop after this fight. Whenever you hear that, you can't back that fighter. And so that's why I went for John Ryder. And that's why I went for Jaime Munguia. And not only did I go for Jaime Munguia, I said he's going to stop him. I said he's going to stop him in rounds 8 to 10, and he stopped him in 9. So come on, I hope people got on it. I know a couple of me fans did. I put £20 on a stoppage. I got 3-1 boosted odds. All the signs were there. All the signs were there for a stoppage. You know, and British fighters don't fare very well when they go abroad. Very rarely does a Brit guy go abroad, especially to the United States, and do well. Yes, there's Lloyd Hunningham. That's 1986, right? What did Kell Brook beat Sean Porter, was it, or someone? And, you know, Tyson Fury's won against Wilder. I'm not counting Lennox Lewis because Lennox lived in America anyway. So, you know, it's a different time zone. And, you know, he basically, you know, he boxed for Canada. So, you know, I'm not, you know, he doesn't live in the UK. I don't think he ever has. So, you know, Lennox's wins, they don't really, for me, they don't sit as British wins in America with the same amount of gravity as, say, Lloyd Hunnigan, who was, you know, expected to be blasted out. By the way, you know, Don Curry, he's in Tubati business, so that's just a little aside for everyone. But, yeah, check it out. So, yeah, Ryder, I mean, you know, we've had, you know, when Brit fighters go abroad, our best fighters, what do? Well, they leave the comfort of their home promotion, yeah, and the likelihood that the opposition could get stopped just by throwing a few punches on the ropes, this kind of thing. And obviously it affects the confidence. You know, we've had Callum Smith, Sonny Edwards, Ryder, and there's another one I can't remember, you know, recently getting stopped in the United States. You know, it's not surprising to the Triple B. But yeah, so I hope someone picked up that bet. It's another, a 3-1 winner for me because I got boosted odds. But even at the worst price was 2-1. And if you bet on the round group, you would have got 10-1 or something. So good luck. Good luck if you've done that. I hate bragging. Bragsters. But you know, I'm confident with my boxing knowledge. Yeah. If you'd taken my advice over the years, you would have made a lot of money. Yeah. Well, it all depends on how much you put on, right? But I've got a huge list of wins on fights that are outsiders, on outside bets, you know. So, including 14-1 bets and stuff like that, 9-1. So yeah, you better recognize. And I like being right, not because I'm arrogant, you know. I'm not full of ego, but when I get it right, it means I know my boxing, which anybody who follows the channel should know anyway. But it means I know my boxing well. And it took me years blood, to be able to read a fight properly. I don't think until I boxed, to be honest, I don't think, until I stopped boxing, I don't think I had the knowledge. But now you can spot the value. Some people say, oh, boxing's fake and blah, blah. Well, whatever, man. There is definitely an aspect where some fights may be fixed or very slanted, but you just factor that in. You have to factor that into your bet. And I said Jaime Munguia will stop John Ryder. And most people said, nah, he's tough, he'll go the distance. But yeah, Chubby's right. And I knew he had no chance. No chance. All the factors are there. A British fighter talking about retirement, going abroad to fight a Mexican superstar. Come on, forget about it, man. Forget about it. So you got to see these signs. But you can't fault Ryder for courage, as I said. He should retire now. And that was the peeps were getting. I mean, I'm sure he's had a decent payday out of this and the Canelo fight. And he even talked about, I've got a big house now. You know what I'm saying? For my family. Boxing's a dangerous game. It's not one you want to go, too long in. Ali obviously is an obvious example, but there's many more. There's a guy called Tris Dixon who used to be boxing news editor. I don't rate him as a writer, but he wrote a good book on the damage. Well, I can't remember what it's called now, but on the damage you could get from boxing, the number of people. Apparently, yeah. So I did a search, right? So the average pro boxer lives 10 years less than the rest of the populace, life expectancy. So think about that. You get the occasional freak like Jake LaMotta who lived to be 99, but these guys are exceptions. You know, when you got a grind, you go, oh, well, she smoked 90 a day and she lived to be 90. So I'm sure it's fine for everyone to do. Come on, man. Life is never that simple or that simplistic. Yeah, so, and, you know, I don't really care about what's next. Oh, let's get Jaime Munguia to fight Canelo, or there's David Benavidez, or I don't really care, man. Because, no, sorry. I'd like to see Munguia Canelo, to be honest with you. I think that'd be a good fight. Two Mexicans. And I can guarantee they got very opposing fans. Because some Mexicans think Canelo's a sellout and stuff like that. Also, he's ginger, which Mexicans find weird to, to feel close to, because there's not a lot of ginger Mexicans. So I think that would be a super fight. I think they should put it on. It's got to make a lot of money. They'll probably put it on the Cinco de Mayo, 5th of May, blood, because they go nuts on that day. That's I think Mexican Independence Day. So yeah, I think Munguia. I know he never impressed me that much, but he looked good. He looked good yesterday, and John Ryder should retire. And it's hard to retire. You know, when you're a pro boxer, right? When you're in the 35, even later than that, you're in your prime. If you're a working man, you know. Physically, you're good. Mentally, you're experienced. If you're in an office job, you know, sometimes you don't reach your prime until you're 50. And you're still working, but these guys had to retire early, and it's very difficult. Very difficult. They got too much time on their hands. Hence why a lot of these guys get into the yayo, like Calzaghe, Hatton. I mean, I never expected Calzaghe, of all people, to get into the yayo. Hatton is obviously a degenerate, so that's less of a surprise. So, yeah, hopefully Ryder will retire. He got his family. And his health, more or less. Although his nose is extremely flat. And Munguia, hopefully, yeah, let's get Canelo on, man. I think that's an interesting fight. I would lean towards Canelo. You know, you can't. People like to do that kind of triangle theory where you go, hang on, Ryder, when the distance with Canelo, he got stopped with 5 knockdowns against Munguia, so Munguia's going to win. And boxing is never that simple, or sports, or life. So, I would say I'll have Canelo the favourite, obviously, maybe by 2-1, maybe a little more. The judges are going to lean towards him. He's highly experienced, man. This thing about Canelo, he's highly experienced in how to edge a fight. He doesn't take many risks, yeah? He doesn't take many risks. He can still hurt you, you know. But yeah, it's a good fight, man. So let's get it on, blood.